Good evening, my Roslins and Rosikins. In this episode of I'm a Skinny Legend, I want to talk about how you're a glutton because you don't know how pretty you are and or you're scared of your beauty. So, Mother has been doing a lot of soul searching and thinking about why I personally have dealt with gluttony in the past. And at times, I still, sometimes deal with it to this day. Although I've made a lot of progress on my weight loss journey. I'm just going to say that. But that's besides the point. The point is that I realized that I personally deal with gluttony because of these two things. You don't know how pretty you truly are, and you are afraid of your own beauty. You're scared of the woman that you were made to be. You're scared of walking in the full radiance of health and beauty that Yah gave you. You're scared of shining in your full favor that Yah gave you. And you're scared and don't know even how great you truly are, how beautiful you really are. And so you self-sabotage with the sin and the demise of gluttony. Okay? And you overconsume because you believe you're not pretty. You have like that attitude of what's the point? Or it doesn't matter. Or I'll never be so and so. And a lot of times, beautiful women struggle with gluttony because they have thoughts in their head that hold them back of making progress, and they're afraid to be seen because a lot of us, like me, when I was younger, I was so skinny. Not saying that I was ever like 300 pounds or anything, but the point is that I used to get made fun of with how skinny I was. Although I just didn't eat a lot, I enjoyed doing other things besides eating. I looked to other things for emotional support besides eating. But when I hit like teenage year, college year, I started turning to food for that. And that's when it went downhill with me, being overweight. So I realized that nothing was wrong with me in my younger years when I realized that food was not to be an emotional crutch, but something of substance and to eat when you're hungry. Like, even to this day, I struggle with sugar addiction in the sense of wanting sugar. And you know this because I made a whole video about it. Um, and so I understand. Having cravings and stuff, but it's different when you're having cravings and you're able to stop versus when you keep going, even though you know it's doing you destructive harm. And I can't help but come to the conclusion that you self sabotage on your skinny legend journey because you don't know how pretty you are and you're afraid of how pretty you are. You're scared and you don't know. So I consider this attitude to be a pretty sabotage by fork, death by fork, right? It's not cute, it's not warranted, and it's an emotional trauma response and a physical trauma response as well. So you're emotionally fucked up, and then you physically traumatize your body by eating unhealthy, gaining weight, and becoming just like at high risk for diseases and for not being fit. It's just so much that goes downhill because you gain acne, you gain weight, your skin breaks out, your hair growth gets stunted when you don't eat properly as well. It's just a lot of things that happen to you personally that affect your health and not just your beauty. Because remember, health and beauty go hand in hand. So once you lose your health, a lot of times most people will end up losing their beauty. Um, I'm not saying every single person, because there are some people who are still radiant even when they are sick. So, and when I say sick, I mean with diseases or fighting certain things. Um, but still, as a pretty girl, you want to give your beauty and your body the best chance at health and radiance by prioritizing and nurturing yourself. And I realize that some of you don't wish to be seen because you're scared of being touched, of being critiqued, of being ridiculed, of being judged, of being so many different things. And trust me, Mother understands. But you can't continue down this path. You just can't, my Roslins. You can't. Because this path only leads to death and unrealized potential. It leads to a part of you dying and never coming into fruition. It leads to you having your favor be in vain. And you remember what I told you, all my Roslins, that favor is from Yah himself. Beauty is favor upon a woman's life. I don't care what no one says. And if you have beauty, which you should, if you're Roslyn, that is what Yah gave you to have a wonderful, amazing life. And so Mother is saying this because you need to understand that eating your way to invisibility, eating your way to healing in the most traumatic way is not going to make the pain go away. It's just not. It's not going to stop people from talking about you. It's not going to stop people from keeping an eye on you. You're pretty. All they're going to see is a pretty fallen angel. And they're still going to make a mockery of you because they know that you don't belong at the bottom with them. But you think you do, or at least you convince yourself that you do, because you don't want to face certain demons. You don't know how to heal, and you're afraid of the healed version of you, the self-actualized, the higher self, the divine feminine version of you that stands in her power, her beauty, her health, her intelligence, her spirituality, her audacity, her confidence, that stands in her sexuality, her sensuality, her femininity, all those parts of you that you know that you possess. As a Rosalind, you're afraid. And for me personally, through I feel like going on my healing journey and just self-actualizing and thinking about the woman that I'm meant to be and all these different things, Mother has really been contemplating. Why do I do this? Why have I ever done this? And it was always because I was afraid of my beauty, and at times I just didn't feel like I had it. And again, I talk about like body dysmorphia and things like that play a role into it. And the fact that just because you think that you're not pretty doesn't mean that that is your reality. A lot of times we've been put down so much by other people out of jealousy that we feel that we're not enough. And therefore, even if we do think we're pretty, we're still not pretty enough. And I don't want you to keep going in circles. You don't have to keep going in circles, my Roslins. You can actually make a decision. You can actually turn off the beaten path and go down a different road. You can actually continue on your journey and not stay there at that specific spot on your beauty journey, your health journey, your skinny legend journey. You can keep moving forward, as Aaron Yeager says. I love him. That's my baby daddy, my anime baby daddy. Hashtag Attack on Titan. If you know, you know. You already know I love Attack on Titan. Anyway, you can keep moving forward. You don't have to stop your mission here. You're not done yet. On your feet, as Aaron says, it's that. On your feet. You're not done. You have so much to do, so much to give, so much to represent, so many people to awe with your beauty, your health, your radiance, your power. I just wish that you understood. And that is why I'm making this video, because I realized that gluttony is a big sabotaging decision and way of life and lifestyle that a lot of pretty girls go down, if nothing else, that affects who you're meant to be and your self-esteem. I mean, it's a vicious cycle. And a lot of times, beautiful women, we self-sabotage because of the scars of our beauty. And you just can't. You can't do that. Because when you do that, it's like saying, the beauty you gave me, y'all, is pointless. It's stupid. I'm not going to do anything with it. Take it back. That's basically what you're saying. And you're also telling the part of you that is meant to shine, the woman in you that you're always meant to be, that you don't think she's worth it. And so, of course, you have fucked up mentality about yourself. Of course, you even have body dysmorphia, even more so than, clinically diagnosed. Like, of course you deal with things like that. Of course you deal with depression. Of course you deal with anxiety, because you're literally stalling the real version of yourself that needs to be actualized, manifested, made flesh through you and the decisions you make and your beliefs about yourself and your healing journey. The healed you is radiant. She's gorgeous. She's stunning. She's healthy. She's fit. She's a skinny legend. She's all these things and everything that you've always been and more. And I just want to encourage you, my Rosalynds, that hiding the pain in Domino's Pizza, Subway, Chipotle, pancakes, waffles, burgers, fries, ice cream. Goddamn. All this stuff. I got green beans, potatoes, tomatoes, okay, turkey, lamb, hot dogs. I said hot dogs. Ham hocks. All of that is not going to do anything for you. It's just going to make your condition worse. And your condition is bad bitch denial, where you're just denying that you're a bad bitch and you're living as if you're not that girl. Yeah, it's real. It's an epidemic that a lot of pretty women deal with, myself included. But I'm healing and I'm breaking free from this shit because it's not giving what it's supposed to give. And I know you all feel the same. So I want to let you know, as your mother, that you're not on this journey alone. That's why I made my channel for my Rosalynds. I understand pretty girl to pretty girl of the struggles of fighting for the woman that you're meant to be, of fighting for your gorgeous self. I understand. I understand. I understand so much. I do. I do. And I was just thinking about all these things that a lot of us are healing from trauma and are dealing with trauma, and that's why we hide ourselves. We sabotage ourselves because we don't believe that we're worth it at times. We don't believe that we should have that beauty that y'all gave us. Sometimes you have beauty favor guilt, where you feel guilty that y'all gave you such beauty and you try to mask it, you try to sabotage it. You don't believe that your life could be as perfect as it was meant to always be. You remember that video I made about beauty is your destiny? Some of us are fighting the calling on our life to be beautiful women that are impactful women, that have self-actualized, that have became the one we are always meant to be. And we hide behind gluttony. We hide behind bad relationships. We hide behind low self-esteem. We hide behind so many different things that sabotage the woman at our core that Yah made us to be. And we put up a front. We mask ourselves with ugliness when we're really beautiful. It's not worth it, and it's not going to do anything but delay the inevitable. You have a calling on your life, my Rosalynds. You have a beauty calling on your life. And as you know, beauty goes hand in hand with health. I suggest you put down the fork and pick up the weights and drink some water and get your life together. And this is not just me talking to only you. I also speak to myself when I speak to you all, because we are all in this journey together. We have it hard enough in the world as pretty women that actually say that we're pretty and are proud and stand in our beauty. But we also have demons that we fight and that we mask in different unhealthy ways. And that it takes a lifestyle change and being honest with ourselves to understand and know how to combat those things. And mother's being honest with herself, and mother's contemplating. And it's only right that I share what I've come up with so far, with why I believe that gluttony is something that a lot of beautiful women deal with. And it's only fair that I share that with you so you can peep game and you can make some changes too, and realize that it's not so much of just a habit change. It's a mindset change. It's an acceptance change. It's a healing journey. Because once you heal the part of you that's trying to mask your brokenness with food, food does not become your jailer. It doesn't become the warden anymore of your life. It becomes a tool, a resource, substance. It doesn't become something that you're a slave to, where you don't have self control, where you binge, where you are delusionally seeking that high from things that are supposed to bring nutrients to your body, but you're eating all this processed junk. You're going out with friends. You're masking yourself with entertainment while you eat gluttonously. You know what I'm saying? You're doing all these things to hurt yourself, to sabotage the woman you were always meant to be. And that is not what your destiny is. And so I will say, please make that change. Please self actualize. Please remember who the fuck you are before something traumatic happens. And you're going to wish that you had taken that your health serious, had taken your skinny legend journey more serious. Because again, there's so much happening in the world. And my Rosalynds, your health, your beauty actualization, you standing in everything that y'all has given you, the beauty, the favor in your life, is not just because it's a nice thing. Oh, it's not just because, oh, I just want to be pretty and that's it. It's because it's for your safety as well. Like I told you, the worst thing you can be is a pretty woman that doesn't know she's pretty, right? Or a pretty woman that hasn't self actualized, or a pretty woman that's broke. So those three things are the worst things, right? Because you're wasted potential. You don't have the resources to protect yourself, aka money, so you can make the moves you need to make so nobody can control you. And third of all, you're naive to not see your beauty as a threat when others see it as a threat and will still deal with you as such. So all these things, again, I want you to think about on your skinny legend journey, because baby, you're only hurting yourself by holding yourself back. The worst thing that'll happen when you self actualize is that people will treat you as the being you're always meant to be treated, whether they are jealous of the being that you are or they adore the being you are. Either way, you're not meant to fit in. And if you keep trying to master yourself and be mediocre, you're going to end up getting frustrated anyway, and you're going to end up making a change inevitably. I suggest you do it and self actualize and do it intentionally than to be forced to do it. So that is mother's advice to you. I hope this video helped. I hope it made you really think about some decisions you make, some of the perspective you have, because I think it's important. I think it's very important. And I want you to know that you are worth every single penny, every single moment, every single drop of sweat, every single healthy meal prep. You're worth it all. Because the closer you get to health, the closer you get to your elevated beauty. And a product of being healthy and making a healthy life decision change and lifestyle change is that you're healing. I've never known any woman to drop a lot of weight and they're getting worse with their trauma. Usually, when people heal, especially women, we lose the weight. We see that food is not the source of our healing. It's always been within us. Understanding who we are, what we bring to this world, what we're meant for, understanding our calling and accepting our beauty and walking in everything that y'all gave us as women, as beautiful women. That is what I see happen, where they lose the weight because they're doing all those things and food is no longer their chains. So please, again, just consider what I've said. Please listen to what I've said. And I know you've got this, my Rosalynds. I know you've got this because I've got this. We've got this. And we're going to get through it. And with that, Mother's going to say ciao.